Alright, now that the Switch 2 is released, it is time to go ahead and look at just how much it changed compared to the original models. So starting off, we've got the Switch Lite. The Switch Lite is the smallest of the models. It comes in, I believe, 4 colors? Correct me if I'm wrong there. It's just got no detachable Joy-Cons. It's just one whole system. Similar to the same type of concept as like a 2DS, right? It just gives you an on-the-go handheld method to play Switch games. It's gonna It's gonna run a little bit worse. It's gonna the resolution's gonna look a little bit worse than your docked experience you would have with the Switch. But it's just something that it's good for kids. Good if you just don't really care for the docked experience. It's a light version of the Switch. It's for lack of a better term. Then there is the original model of the Nintendo Switch that came out. This is not the launch model. It's a little bit later, the second wave, I believe. And this one, this is the base model, probably the one that most people are familiar with. It's got actual Joy-Cons that can slide in, slide out. It's got the similar features to this. It's just it's gonna be It's gonna be a bigger version. And also because you can change your Joy-Cons, you can get different colors and all that. And this one is able to be docked. It has a dock that comes with it, unlike the Lite, and you're able to put that up to a TV, get your 1080p resolution and all that stuff. Great stuff. But in terms of physicality, it's really not that different from the Switch Lite. Even just looking at it normally, the Switch Lite has... do they have no stand? Yeah, the Switch Lite has no stand compared to the Switch's stand, this one peg here. They both have audio jacks to the game card slots, fans on the top, power button and volume. This is pretty much the same console. Even button layout's essentially the same. Again, this is just smaller. It's pretty much the same console, but the Switch, the normal Switch is able to be docked and is a little bit bigger to play with. Next that came out back in 2022 or 2021. It's 2021, I think. The OLED came out. So basically, it's exactly the same as this. It's slightly bigger. It's ever so slightly bigger. A couple changes here with the OLED. So the OLED's got obviously the OLED screen. And it looks just way better to look at. It's a lot more visually pleasing to look at compared to this model of the Switch, just the regular Switch. It's also got a much better stand back here. That it's like a full stand from the entire width of the Switch, rather than being the single peg that they've got here that can kind of be tough to use sometimes. Let me see if I can actually demonstrate this. Hold on. This thing is annoying. Oh, okay. There we go. So yeah, they have this here, and then under it is the SD card. But this one-legged thing can be very annoying. Oh, it doesn't lock, so it can just move, which is not great. I never liked the way they did that design, but hey, it was early on. They definitely improved here. This one is almost similar to the Switch 2. Switch 2 is just a little bit more streamlined. This works as a proper stand. It actually does its job. Like I said, it's a little bigger. Comparatively, it's hard to see the difference. Maybe probably on a video it's probably not even that noticeable, but it's a little bit bigger. I think one of the bigger things too with the OLED is that it's got a much bigger display compared to the original Switch. See, the original Switches, they've got these borders that are on the outside of the screen, and while the Switch 2 and the Switch OLED both have those borders, they're both significantly smaller, so you have a lot more of an actual screen that you're looking at rather than just the borders. So it leads to having a much better experience playing. Other than that, the only visible difference I'm seeing with the OLED physically would be the game card slots. The game card slot is it works the same, but it's just it's more box-like. I don't know how easy that is to see. It's more box-like compared to the rounder version of the Switch, but it's it functions the same. Then we move on to the big difference, the Switch 2. The Switch 2, I mean, biggest difference is, I think, just screams at you, is just how big this thing is. This thing is massive compared to the other ones. I guess we can talk about the game card slot. It's got the rounder look of the original Switch. You open it from the back instead of from the front, like the other. These are, they open from the front, and this one is like different because it kind of like pulls out like this. It's got like this flap thing. Different way of doing it. They've got the fans. They've got the USB on the both bottom and top, which is great. Power and volume on the top as well. Normal stuff. Now, one of the biggest changes as well, Joy-Cons just magnetically snapping in, is super cool and just very satisfying as well. It's just awesome. I really like this design for the Joy-Cons, and they're really snug. Something that the Switch OLED and the original Switch can sometimes have problems with is the Joy-Cons falling out accidentally. It's not super common, like you're not gonna experience it all the time, but it can happen. This is probably not gonna happen with this. Now, the Switch 2's also got way better Joy-Cons. Buttons feel much quieter, which is it just leads to having a much, better experience in my opinion. And the Joy-Cons are also bigger, as well as the analog sticks themselves. That means that for like adults and young adults, anyone that's not a little kid, it's probably gonna feel a lot better to hold and play with compared to the Switch 1, which it does. It definitely does. They have different Joy-Cons. They feel a lot different. These all have like the same Joy-Con. This one feels so smooth and so nice. But they are still prone to the same level of drift that the previous models are all still prone to. They have the same tech inside the Joy-Con that gives it that issue. They don't have Hall effect either, so that's not helping. Lastly, the biggest, the next, like last, I guess, that's probably, it's just the C button, right? The C button is the last difference physically with this. Actually, no, there's this stand too. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, the C button, obviously giving you game chat. That's pretty cool. I mean, for now, I believe it's until March 31st of next year. Everyone's going to be able to experience that, which is great. But moving on from that, then you have to have the NSO subscription to even utilize that. So I guess for a lot of people, it'll just be meaningless if you are not planning on getting Nintendo Online. But yeah, that is interesting button. Then there's the stand. Like I said, it's similar to the OLED. It's got this like hollow instead of OLED, which is the full like stand black here, and it has the ability to go all the way up, so you can literally face it like this if you wanted to for whatever reason, and you could also just slightly move it up, slightly move it up. It's just a lot more flexibility. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable to play, and I mean the screen it's got a similar feel to the OLED because this is a glass screen compared to the Switch ones that have these like plastic screens, but they it's not an actual OLED screen, it's still LCD. It just tends to look better though, I think, because of the material. So it's pretty nice to enjoy, and obviously this is going to have like the HDR and the increased FPS and all that. Like all these ones, they can only go up to 60 at max. This has a 120 display, 4K, which is great. Yeah, it does have 4K, right? Oh no. It supports 4K, but probably only 3K. Yeah, that's probably. I think it's 1080, 120 is the max limits. And then TV, it can go to 4K. 4K 60, I think is what the max goes. Which is still great. But yeah, that's more of a like hardware thing, not physical thing. In this video, I'm just trying to look at like physical differences, how it's looking. Again, the Switch has pretty much kept a very similar look all throughout its life, but it definitely took a lot of creative liberties with the Switch 2, and I like what it did. I think it makes the console look sleeker, it makes it look a little more modern. I think eventually we will get more colors for the Joy-Cons, but for now, they're starting off with the black. I mean, that's fair. I think we will probably get more. The reason I think that is because I know a lot of people probably haven't bought the Welcome Tour game, but I do know in the Welcome Tour game, there's the there's this color that's inside the Switch here for each of the Joy-Cons. So there's blue on this side, red on this side. People are like, dang, it's gonna suck when they eventually come out with more colors that this color is still gonna be here on the inside. Well, apparently you could take them out with tweezers. That's just a thing that you wouldn't know if you didn't get the welcome tour, which I'm sure a lot of people didn't. So it's just paper. Yeah, it's just a piece of paper that you can take out. And I'm assuming when you get new Joy-Cons, it'll come with that paper to put in. So we'll eventually, I'm sure, get new colors, but for now, we only got the black. And I think it looks great. I'll probably keep mine with black for a while because I just like the sleek look. But let me know what you guys think. I think it's really cool. I mean, if you don't have a Switch 2 for yourself, you're not really going to feel the true difference of it until you actually get to hold it in your hands. Because if we're talking about that too, this thing's a lot heavier, feels a lot more sturdy, less prone to breaking. Like, it just feels better to use all around. They did a great job with the Switch 2. Very happy to see how it performs throughout the course of its lifespan. But there you go. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Which generation did you like the best for the Switches? And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one.